All right, good evening, everybody. It's Medic Man. I'm here tonight with you guys, and we're gonna be talking with 411 Big Boss, and we're gonna be talking about tonight when horror icons collide. Yeah, so we're gonna be discussing, just I felt like talking about some horror movies and some what if scenarios and these horror icons collide. Uh,
Yeah.
what do you think about that?
Well, it depends on who we're talking. Can we take from any sci-fi? Can we take from? Does it
It
have to be a movie? Can it be a book?
it could be I guess it's fair game for anybody. Obviously, we know the Hollywood movies are going to be the most popular, um, but I don't see why anything else wouldn't be. I
Okay,
mean,
so you're saying the books are on the table, right?
yeah, I mean, we don't want to cross like genres, like say, oh yeah, let's have Captain America versus like Freddy Krueger or Darth Vader versus Hellraiser or something. No, because that's
It
not the
has
same
to
thing.
be. You're saying it has to be horror. Like what? Give me some parameters here.
Just horror icons.
It just has to be
Like
horror. Okay.
yeah, not
Okay.
like mixing DC comics with Star Wars and then throwing in horror. No, we want to keep it horror tonight. Horror icons tonight.
All right. You got it.
There's been, there's a lot of people have been talking about this, and um, have you have you seen the new Jeepers Creepers movie
I have
that
not
came
seen
out?
it. I have not seen it. I've seen the other two.
Well, basically the third one is a continuation of where let's see, how do I explain this? Um, the third movie is a continuation of the first movie.
Oh, okay.
So where the first movie ends, the third movie starts,
Okay.
and where the third movie ends is where the second movie starts. If that makes any sense.
Yes, it does.
You know how like the second one, it's like the high school.
So they're leaving part two as a part three.
Yeah, it's like out of order.
Okay,
The
I
Jeepers
got
Creepers. It's like the you know how like the high school football team are like on a school bus and they're coming home from like a game or something
you. Yeah,
at the start of the. Well, supposedly that's how the this new movie, the third one, ends. Is like, okay, one of the people in it is on the high school football team, and he's leaving on the bus to go to the football game, and that is the ending that leads into the second movie of Jeepers Creepers.
gotcha.
The first movie was uh, is
So are
the
they
ending.
trying to make it
The,
seem like they're that the creature is following a particular group of people? Like
to an
it's not just
extent,
going
yeah.
after anybody; it's going after this particular people.
Well, I mean, there's according to the third movie, there's no rhyme or reason to who the creeper stalks. He feeds off of fear.
Okay.
So um, I don't want to give too much of the movie away, but there's a scene. I mean, it's not really inter, they're not really characters of the movie. Like
Is
they're
this a
just
spoiler? You're about to drop a spoiler?
I mean, it's kind of a spoiler, but these characters are irrelevant to the movie. They're just like side characters that get eaten.
Okay.
That basically like the the creeper shows up to this large estate, and it's like a southern estate, and it's it's a big property, big mansion, and there's like the estate owner, and there's like some handymen out in the yard doing work, and there's like some landscapers with a truck that are out there doing some work, and this guy shows up to deliver some hay for horses, and the creeper shows up, and suddenly everybody's hiding.
Right.
The estate owner and the handymen are hiding under cars, and like
Is this in the daylight?
yeah, broad daylight, and
Damn.
then like these landscapers have like a semi truck,
Yeah.
and they're hiding underneath the semi truck, and the creeper comes in, and he picks up this tractor trailer semi, and tosses it like it's a toy.
Damn.
And there's two guys hiding underneath it. The creeper picks up both of them, smells them, drops one, and takes the other, and
The other one had Axe body spray.
flies off with them.
Some old
And supposedly he acts off of fear, like he feeds off fear. That's
Okay.
how he determines if he's going to eat you or not.
If you're afraid of him.
Yeah, like if you see fear.
Now, does he? I remember that from the other movie, he would take body parts from people and use them for his own.
Yeah, that's
he's
how
doing
like,
that.
when he gets damaged, he takes body parts from people and eats them, and that's how he regenerates his own parts. But he selects the people he eats based off of if their fear. So
Okay.
supposedly, I mean, this new movie, Jeepers Creepers, gets a little ridiculous because
A little.
it. I mean, apparently, you could see it from the start of the movie. Apparently, like the cops impound the Jeepers, the truck, that box truck, that old box truck.
Yeah.
And it's all booby trapped and everything like that, and they try to tow it, and the creeper gets it back and kills one of the tow truck drivers.
Okay.
Like go on its way back to the police impound lot, and the truck is apparently invincible. Like, because there's a scene like where the cops are chasing it, and they try to shoot out the tires, and the bullets just ricochet off the tires.
Hot damn.
And then there's a scene where like these guys are hunting it, and they have this like belt-fed machine gun, and they try to shoot the truck, and the machine gun the bullets are just bouncing off of it, like it's not even touching it, not even a scratch.
Damn.
So I mean, it makes no sense. And, it's got that tag on it, "Be eating you."
Goodness.
So, but anyway, we're getting off on a tangent here. I think my favorite horror movie icon of all time is my man Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th series.
All right.
So, what do you think of him?
Well, he's definitely built as a badass. The guy is really tall, pounds, very strong. Got that machete with him.
Yeah,
Take you out. That's a formidable foe. Formidable foe. Horror and all of that. So let's see.
So this is
when he's in that body, right? Doesn't he jump to another body in the other movie?
Here's the screen. Here's a screen share of Jason.
Screen sharing it. Hold on. I gotta look on the. Okay, I see him.
All right, so that's Jason, and then we'll look up. We'll Google search.
Someone for him to contend against.
Well, we'll Google the creeper.
That's what you were doing. Him versus him.
just so like people can see it and see what these two look like. For anybody that hasn't seen them before, obviously. So let's try to pull this up. Jeepers Creepers. Let's try to get an image. Okay. That's a good one right here. This is just a Google stock image.
Okay, I see it.
So that's him. So we got the Creeper and we got Jason. Now, Jason and the Creeper both seem to be immortal. Um, they don't seem to feel pain. They don't seem to be able to die. Many people have tried to do all sorts of things to them. Neither one of them can die. They've been shot, they've been stabbed, they've been hung, they've
Even took
been
him to space.
blown apart, ripped apart. They always come back.
His spirit
Jason
jumped into
was
multiple bodies.
that was in the Jason Goes to Hell series where they literally like blew him up into little pieces, and his heart like was like this monster type thing, and his heart would jump into other people and use other bodies.
Jeez.
I mean, even eventually Jason would die at the hands of another Voorhees for a little bit. Um, I mean, I don't think that
Wonder
stopped
how
him.
common that name was. You know,
Huh?
you never run into a Voorhees.
Well, there's supposedly there was only one left, and like she stopped him at the. Well, I don't want to give away the movie for anybody who hasn't seen it, but but Jason always comes back. You know, he's in Jason X, then he shows up again in Jason Freddy vs. Jason. So you get like so we're talking about the Creeper versus Jason. So what do we know about these two?
Oh, the Creeper can fly.
Okay.
But
Do you
Jason
think that's
has
an
like
advantage that he
magic.
would have?
Jason's like magic, so you know, can't really.
Jason, so we both can agree that the Creeper and Jason don't feel pain. They both seem to be immortal. They don't seem to ever die.
Right.
So
It's
they're
an
on even
endless
playing.
fight.
And the Creeper and Jason both seem to be super strong because Jason's been seen to like I think it was in Freddy vs. Jason. He impales a guy, and he literally picks the guy up once he impales him on a rod and throws him across a field.
Damn.
He's Jason in various ones of his movies has been seen to pick up vehicles and toss them.
Damn.
The Creeper can obviously pick up vehicles too. So I mean, obviously we know they're both very strong.
Right.
Obviously, you're saying the Creeper can fly. One thing that the the Creeper can only feed for so much time every 23 years or something like that.
Oh, okay. So there we go. So only one of them has a limit. That's the
Or
one who loses.
Jason could just kill forever nonstop
Right.
and never has to go into hibernating or whatever.
There you go. Only one of them had a limit, and that's the loser. Because he would run
But
out of
say,
time.
but that doesn't mean that he's being killed or being stopped. I mean, let's say that they
Oh,
meet.
if that thing runs out of time and Jason's still very active in the fight, Jason's gonna demolish that thing. That's just the way it
Well, I
is.
mean, what if he just flies off and just goes hibernating? Jason just doesn't see him again for another what? How many years?
Well, if that
But
happens, then that
we're
if that
assuming
happens, then that means it's an endless fight.
we're
But if
assuming that they're just fighting nonstop.
yeah,
But
this is
putting
a nonstop fight, and then all of a sudden the creeper flies away, and, and 23 years later they encounter each other again, and they start fighting nonstop until the creature has to fly away again to go to sleep. That's like a clock. It's just
but
never
the
gonna
thing is,
end.
like Jason can do it because Jason does not tire, does not stop, does not feel pain, does not hunger, does not thirst, does not feel pain. He can just keep going. He's just pure evil. I mean,
There you go.
even you remember his mother, like Mrs. Voorhees, would always be like, "No matter what they do to you, Jason, you cannot die." She would always say, there's the things where he would say that, and then um, another thing is, could the creeper really do anything to Jason? Because you have to remember what we talked about. The creeper he hunts off of fear.
Right.
He feeds off people's fear. Now Jason does not possess any fear. He is not afraid of anybody.
Correct.
Um, Jason is so therefore he would not. Jason would not fear the creeper.
Right. There's nothing.
I
There's
mean,
nothing he can fear.
Jason didn't even fear Freddy Krueger.
Right.
He
All
kept
right.
fighting him
So
and
then,
fighting him.
so
So I
then
mean,
you're saying the fight would never happen because the creeper would never engage him.
I don't think that the creeper would not be interested in a fight with Jason, and would probably never. But I mean,
Neither would I.
and from I mean, the creeper, like I said, the creeper is only interested in feeding off of those who show fear. Jason is not
All
fear.
right.
I mean,
So,
I think there's even a part in the Freddy vs. Jason movie where Freddy is pretending to be Jason's mother, and he says, "Make them remember Jason. Make them remember what fear tastes like."
okay. So let
So
me ask.
Jason, in a sense, would be the epitome of fear. So
Let me ask you this then. Um, since we pretty much determined here that the creeper would ultimately succumb or never even engage with Jason. We'd have to pick something that would engage with Jason because now at this point you set the marker on Jason.
okay, well,
What can be a formidable opponent?
we also have to look at geography. Now,
Why?
supposedly the creeper,
Why are we
like
looking
the
at
area
geography?
here.
We'll
Well, I
bring them
mean,
together. In our scenario, we'll just bring them together, whatever it is.
but let's look at the creeper resides in rural Florida,
Thank you.
and
So now
Jason,
I have another thing to
I think,
worry about in Florida.
well, yeah. I mean, that's the storyline. I mean, that's where supposedly it all takes place in like rural towns of Florida or
Wonderful.
something like that. But anyway, um,
Captain Morgan and I don't fear it.
and then supposedly Camp Crystal Lake and Jason is supposed to be in like Maine somewhere, or not Maine.
You said horror, right?
Huh?
You said horror.
Horror?
Horror. The category is horror,
Yeah,
or like scary.
yeah.
Okay. So then,
So
if I'm making something to go against the creeper, I would probably pick.
So are we saying that geography is not a factor here? We're saying they're
Yes,
just
sir.
we're saying like they just happen to cross paths. Like Jason's walking down the road in rural Florida.
We put them. Yeah, we put them together. We
So
put them there.
Jason's walking down the road and the creeper sees him. You're saying the creeper would not bother engaging Jason because Jason does not hold the fear the creeper feeds off of,
Correct.
and would basically allow Jason to proceed unchallenged.
Yes, because he's not appetizing.
So you say that the fight would never take place because the creeper would not be interested.
We would have to force the encounter. Like the creeper was going after a pair of scared kids running through the swamp, and they
Okay,
and
okay,
they come across Jason, who
I
Jason
see.
is very much against, two kids trying to make out. So
so
he'll
you're saying the creeper is chasing after somebody, and
correct,
they run into and while the kids are running away, they run into Jason.
correct.
Jason kills them, and the creepers.
Or he's about to kill them while the creeper is just trying to snatch them, and they are thinking that the other one is trying to help the kids in combat.
So let's say that one of the kids has fear and has something the creeper wants. The creeper's chasing him. They run into Jason, and Jason ends up killing the kids. The creeper sees this happen, and whatever it was that the creeper wanted from one of the kids, Jason just destroyed that kid, and now the creeper can't get it. So now the creeper's upset because whatever body part the creeper wanted to regenerate, he no longer can because Jason just destroyed that teenager, that person.
The,
So
okay, so
this,
this
so obviously, whoever the for some reason the creeper was chasing these kids. These kids ran into Jason. Jason kills them. Now the creeper can't do anything with the kids and can't regenerate the body part because Jason has already killed them. Obviously, this would irritate the creeper a little bit.
I don't think the creeper would be motivated by anger to get even or something. I don't think that's what
So you
motivates
think
the creeper.
even though Jason would kill like a teenager or something that the creeper was chasing that had something the creeper wanted, even if Jason killed one of those kids, the creeper would still not be upset enough to exact revenge on Jason because he killed
Correct.
one of those kids.
I don't
The
think that's
creeper
a
would
motivating
the
factor.
creeper
Yeah.
would just kind of like brush it off and say la vie and find somebody else.
Yep, the creeper, because the creeper's hungry. The creeper's not looking to
So
exert.
so it sounds like we're having a hard time. We're having a hard time
I know we're not having
finding
a
a
hard time. Anything.
finding
We're
a
not.
con. No,
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 in
no,
my
no, 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 no.
scenario,
Listen,
Jason didn't
listen,
kill the
listen,
kids. Keep the kids
listen.
alive. Don't have Jason kill the
From what
kid,
it
and
sounds
they'll
like,
fight.
we're having a hard time finding a scenario where these two would even want to fight. I
I can
mean,
make it
obviously,
happen. I'll make it happen for you right now.
Jason is open to fighting anybody,
I'll
but
make it
it's more
happen for you.
so the creeper being motivated to fight Jason
I can put
because
the creeper to fight Jason. I can.
how's that?
If you keep the kids alive, the creeper is interested, and the creeper is trying to get those kids. Creeper doesn't know that Jason has no interest in saving the kids. The creeper is going after the kids. Jason is going after the kids. So they're both going after the kids, and because they both don't know that they're both after the kids, they are thinking the other is preventing them from getting the kids. Now they're engaged in combat. The goal there. These kids, Jason wants to kill them. The creeper wants to eat them. If the kids are alive, there's motivation to fight. If Jason kills the kids, the creeper's no longer interested. There's nothing there for the creeper. But if they're
So
alive,
would
now
that
they're
still
fighting each other.
would that still motivate the creeper to fight or attack Jason, or would
Yeah,
this only?
if the creeper thinks Jason's protecting the kids, he'll fight him to get at the kids.
But
And
obviously,
that's what's gonna keep this fight going on because Jason's not a pushover, and it's gonna be the biggest fight the Creeper ever had.
so what advantage does the creeper have in this situation? The creeper wants at these kids and cannot seem to get his hands on them because Jason's always there.
Hmm.
So what advantage does the creeper have in this?
He can fly.
Okay,
Um, it can it can it can try to lure the kids to him. It has a limited amount of intelligence that it can be very deceitful. Jason will break down a wall to get through somebody. He doesn't need to be sneaky. He's a juggernaut. See what I'm saying?
yeah.
The creeper
Well,
will be sneaky. The creeper will pretend it's gone and still hang around. You know what I mean? It can be
well,
deceptive.
supposedly, Jason has a um, warping or teleporting type ability. Like Jason can um, appear, he can appear way far off in the distance. You turn and look, and then Jason's gone, and then suddenly he appears right in front of you. This is the way they also the creators of it did it in the video game. Jason has the ability to fast travel to tell like to move from one place to another really fast, like teleport, and he has the ability to morph from one place to another, um, like
All right.
like teleporting almost. Um, so Jason can obviously move very fast and can teleport over a large area of space very fast.
Okay, so magic.
Um, so yeah, I mean that's the way they do it in the video game. Jason can go from one end of Camp Crystal Lake and instantly teleport to the other side of the camp. It's one of his
Mhm.
perks. Jason
All right,
also
so then,
has he also appears to
then
have a
it'll
tel-
be
he
a
has,
it'll be a tough fight.
Jason also
Ultimately,
has a
go
stalk
ahead.
ability. A stalk ability. He has a sense ability, like where he can sense like people's are around. He has a stalking ability where he can chase after someone, and Jason has a rage ability where he can literally just walk through buildings, like slam through walls, cannot be stopped. Um, Granted, that's going more off the video game aspect of him, but a lot of these things come from the movie where Jason has actually done these things.
Okay.
Like, you
Um.
see in the movie where, oh, Jason's like somebody sees Jason outside the window, they turn and look, oh, he's not there now.
All right. Okay. So then, he's. Uh.
So like,
I think that ultimately that Jason would defeat the creeper. Um. It's just a long fight. Is all it is.
now let's say that
It's a long fight, but eventually the Jason would win.
now let's say what if the creeper brought in his truck to the mix?
Irrelevant.
It would be irrelevant.
Hmm.
So you think Jason could defeat it? Because apparently, when the cops are shooting it, they couldn't stop it. So
Well, yeah, because Jason's not he's a different kind of force. He's supernatural.
yeah,
So yeah, he's gonna
the
win.
I think the biggest part that I've seen the truck do is it drops these bombs. Um, it drops these bombs and they roll down the road and hit other vehicles and explode. Um, Now, what if these one of these things hit Jason? Would it kill Jason? Probably not. It might stun him. It might knock him down. But more than likely, it's just going to piss him off. Um, Also, there's like this device on the Creeper's truck that it shoots out a harpoon attached to a line. It impales a person, and then it reels him back in and brings him into the back of the truck as fresh meat for the Creeper. Now, assuming that this thing even caught Jason, Jason would feel no pain. And then even if the creeper caught Jason in the back of the truck, what's he going to do with him?
I think that they'd my my guess is that they would fight, and then if somehow the creeper gained the upper hand and tried to um, suppress Jason, that eventually Jason would overcome and re-engage, and then ultimately conquer the creeper.
So, but the creeper, obviously, from what we can see, doesn't really die that easy. So the creeper would lay dormant for what, another 23 years or something like that, and then just come back and have to eat a whole bunch more new people to regenerate everything that Jason destroyed on him.
Right, until he ultimately faced Jason again, to which he would lose again.
So we think this would just be an ongoing battle in which Jason would constantly win and the creeper would never prevail.
That's right.
Interesting.
The creeper is second tier. The creeper can't take him out. They're in a different class. Whole nother
Interesting.
level.
So we think
Now,
my man.
if you want to find low level horror things to fight each other, we can do that because we could determine a clear winner there. But
What do you mean, like
excuse me.
like Chucky versus the Leprechaun?
Okay.
So
Um.
you have like Irish Celtic folklore magic versus voodoo magic.
All right.
Obviously, Chucky being the voodoo magic and the Leprechaun being the Celtic magic.
Right.
So I mean, that's an interesting fight, though. You know, Chucky versus the Leprechaun. What do you think about that? Since we brought that up,
Well, I think that the the leprechaun would lose to Chucky.
you think so?
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
why do you think the Leprechaun would lose to Chucky?
Because the leprechaun is uh more the leprechaun is more uh like a clown uh and comical than Chucky, who is a murderous psychopath.
Well,
You know,
the Leprechaun, yeah, is clowny comical,
he
but
can't bargain. We
but
can't bargain with Chucky.
he's also the Leprechaun is also a vicious killer.
Yeah, the leprechaun is a vicious killer. The leprechaun doesn't move as well as Chucky does.
But the Leprechaun can disappear, like use magic and just disappear and reappear and
That's true.
all that. Um, I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know if anybody has any like comments or wants to chime in about like who they think would win, Chucky versus Leprechaun.
You gotta share the stream so people know you're live.
It's out there.
It's out there.
It's out there.
What's out there?
The stream.
The
It's
stream.
there.
You have to put it in front of people. People don't see it.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Here's a good picture. Let me see if I can bring this photo up.
I don't see anything.
Hang on a second.
heard Ziggler quit or is quitting. Quit, dude. And McMahon started a new company, and he may try to bring back a version of the XFL.
So can you see the Chucky leprechaun photo?
Oh, let me look. Hold on. I don't see anything.
You can't see it?
Nope.
Oh.
I don't see anything.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Damn.
You were doing it
Strange.
before.
How about now?
All right, hold on. I don't see anything, buddy. Nothing.
Damn it. How about now? You should be able to see it now.
I see it.
All right. All right.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. So we got Chucky versus the Leprechaun. Now, what do we know about the two?
Voodoo, uh, uh, Gaelic magic, and rhymes. Remember when Leprechaun went to the hood, tried to do rap battles?
Mhm. Have you seen any of the Leprechaun movies?
Yeah, I've seen a couple. And it's the one I just told you, Leprechaun in the Hood. You haven't seen that?
Mhm.
He does his limericks.
So, Chucky crosses paths with the Leprechaun.
One is a trap soul.
Hmm?
The other is a mystical creature. Okay, well, I mean, they both do their magic. See, Chucky's trying to escape his body, so
You think he might try to jump into the Leprechaun?
he might.
Do you think the
Yeah.
Leprechaun would allow him though?
Uh-uh. No. He'd have to get the drop on him.
The Leprechaun could use some kind of magic and spell and turn, I don't know.
They can both set traps for each other. They can both do that.
What situation would cause these two to fight?
Um, in Chucky's Chucky's looking for a way to get out of his body like usual, and he's collecting items and things that he needs, and he comes across
A gold
some
coin.
something that alerts the leprechaun to become awake and deal with Chucky, but uh, Chucky isn't your typical victim, and ensues is what ensues is a race to the bottom, if you will. A race to the bottom entertainment.
Race to the bottom entertainment.
Yes, we are. Rob Schneider is a stapler, and
What?
he's gonna learn. You don't remember that? South Park did a thing when remember Rob Schneider was coming out with all these movies. He's the he switched bodies with a girl, and then another one he switched bodies with something else, or he's a gigolo, or all of a sudden there was a bunch of Rob Schneider movies. I remember, and South Park was
Okay.
making fun of it. Rob Schneider is a stapler, and he's just a human-sized stapler, stapling paper. Blah blah blah, and he's gonna find out how hard it is. Blah 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 blah. So that's what I would rate this movie. It's like a C movie. And you're gonna see
Chucky versus the
Chucky versus
Leprechaun.
Leprechaun. Yes, it's gonna be like a C movie. You're gonna see
You
a
don't think it
bunch
would
of
be interesting? Like
no name
you,
actors and that one washed up actor that just happens to make an appearance.
so you think it would bomb?
Oh yes,
You don't think the horror movie franchise would be interested in seeing this?
this is gonna be a straight to red box.
So you don't think the horror movie franchise fan base would be interested in seeing it?
I don't think they're gonna rally behind Chucky versus the Leprechaun. No, I think it's gonna be as successful as that American Idol movie they tried to do. You remember that American Idol movie? Oh my God, that made like no money, like no money. I my mom worked at a company that provided sound equipment for the studio, and they said that all of the contractors were demanding payment up front because they knew that that movie wasn't gonna make money.
Which movie?
It was the American Idol movie.
Oh God.
This was years ago, dude. We were talking about like 2000 and 2006 maybe.
So I was reading something about Chucky versus Leprechaun off the iHorror.com,
All right.
and it says that the idea of Chucky versus the Leprechaun movie has been talked about among fans for what seems like since the dawn of early ages. For years,
Damn.
fans have toyed with the idea via fan films made for fun movie trailers and, of course, discussion articles, various horror websites that open debate and interested fans on who would actually win. If anything, it would certainly make for fun conversation between franchise fans on whether conversion between franchise fans on whether everyone's favorite good guy or the demented Lucky Charmed Lep from hell would reign as the victor. Creator of Chucky, Don Mancini, once joked about the idea several years back at the Fright Fest UK Film Festival, where he talked
Mm.
about the possibility of the film. The director commented on the notion of both characters fighting each other, claiming that the idea seemed too obvious to him. He also even brought up an idea he had for a Freddy vs. Chucky film. Oh God. Stating that he thought the pair had more chemistry and could potentially be a funnier horror mashup. You can read more about that on the Don Mancini opens up about a Chucky vs. Freddy film. As we're sitting on the eve of St. Patrick's Day, everyone is gearing up for Irish festivities, and horror fans, anyone annual marathon Leprechaun films. I thought I'd add some more Warwick Davis treasure to your list. So put down the green beer for a millisecond and check this out.
This seems like a job for the for skinwalkers.
It looks like a fan made trailer.
This looks like a job for skinwalkers, my friend.
So,
The
I don't
Navajo
know.
mysteries.
I don't know. I don't know. It'd be hard to say who would win.
This looks like a job for. Hold on.
Personally, I think the Leprechaun would win, but I don't know. It's hard to say.
Goodness. This looks like a job for Ascension. This looks like a job for Pretty Little Liars. All 7 seasons. They will get on it. Alright, so let's see. Horror. Is Gremlins considered horror? I know it's considered a Christmas movie.
I think Gremlins is supposed to be more of a sci-fi comedy.
It's horror. It's horror. Why you don't think it's horror? It's comedy. You were scared of those things. Right?
I guess you could say that. Were you?
Well, when I saw it, I was very little.
Oh, jeez. What
I'm talking about
about
the first one?
what about more of
The
a
second one, I wasn't scared of that.
well?
I was not scared of the second one.
Well, supposedly you can just kill gremlins by showing light to them.
That's your only hope.
So you carry around a flashlight.
No, it's got to be like the sunlight.
So you carry around an ultraviolet flashlight.
Mm-hmm. For however long that lasts, until they figure out how to separate you from it.
So, what horror icons are you interested in seeing fight? What's your favorite horror icon?
I don't really have a favorite, my friend. Um, for me, what's scary is not really like a creature or something. It's more of like situations, you know, some sort of force that you can't see,
Like a
like
Jehovah's Witness.
like there was this movie that was about, God damn it, a mirror, and it was very scary, but it was good. It's fairly recent. I can't remember the name of it. It's about a mirror, and if you look into the mirror, it makes you do things, and you don't realize you did them. Like your consciousness is suspended, and they went through. That's how the movie operated. So you don't know that you're doing something. That was pretty scary.
Interesting.
Yeah,
There's
something
no
like
horror
that.
movie icon in that though.
No.
What about like the classic fan favorites like Jason versus Michael Myers
Okay. Okay.
or Freddy versus like Hellraiser.
Mm. Okay. That's a pretty scary one. I don't know who'd win in that.
I
I
still
don't know who'd
think
win in that.
in a fight between Michael Myers and Jason, I still think Jason would win. Because yeah, Michael Myers is strong. He seems he seems like he can't die really well, die really easy. But I think Jason can just overwhelm him anyway. Like I think Michael Myers could probably hurt Jason, but I don't think it would be anything significant to put Jason down and out. I think if anything, it would only slow Jason down and piss him off. But I think Jason has the ability to deliver a world of hurt to Michael Myers. So
Damn. Damn, damn. Jason would win. It's hard to find someone that's gonna beat him.
so you think of
Maybe
all the
maybe Ash.
eh, Ash is just
Ash
a man.
Ash from the Evil Dead.
Ash is just a man. Do you think he would win?
Well, yeah, because he fights those things all the time.
But Jason could literally just
It
morph
depends
and
on who's in whose movie. Did Jason enter Ash's movie, or did Ash enter Jason's movie? That's gonna determine who's gonna win.
well, I mean, here's the thing though. Jason never really leaves Camp Crystal Lake. Like with the exception of Freddy vs. Jason, where Freddy pretends to be Jason's mother and tells him to go to like 1420 Elm Street to kill those teenagers. But other than that, no, Jason never really leaves Camp Crystal Lake. So the only reason, like most encounters would occur with Jason, is if they encroached on Jason's territory at Camp Crystal Lake. Like they would have to come to Jason. Jason's not going to come to them, and that would be obviously the same situation with the Creeper. The Creeper, the area he resides in, the Creeper is not going to go to them. They'd have to come across the Creeper, and even then, if they did, they would have to install some kind of a fear that would interest the Creeper in wanting to get them. Which again, we've uncovered that most other horror movie icons don't have fear because they're killers.
Damn.
So, I mean, it's the. I mean, that would be the problem. You would literally have to take, um, if you wanted um, a Jason versus Michael Myers, you'd have to bring Michael Myers out of Haddonfield, Illinois, and bring him up to Camp Crystal Lake. Or you'd have to take Jason out of Camp Crystal Lake and bring him into Hatfield, Illinois. That would be how you would have to do it. I don't know how, but
Uh, yeah, I don't know how. No, I don't know how.
interesting, interesting stuff. You have any other ideas to add to it?
Um, not in Jason versus Myers. No.
What
No.
about what about there's Hellraiser versus Freddy Krueger,
Interesting.
and also Candyman versus Freddy Krueger. Have you seen the Candyman series?
I mean, briefly on TV. I haven't watched a full uh movie.
Oh, you got to see it.
think Luke Cage would win.
Luke Cage?
Luke Cage would defeat Candyman.
Ooh. You'd have to go in the bathroom and say Candyman 3 times in the mirror, and he appears,
Not doing that.
and he has a hook for a hand.
Not doing that. I'd sooner say three ninjas from something mountain in the mirror 3 times. I'll get Power Rangers in the Lost Galaxy before I chant Candyman.
Candyman. Can't believe you've never seen Candyman.
Oh, dude.
It's definitely an interesting film.
I think Doctor Strange can take him. Jim Carrey can take him.
Do you think Jim Carrey could take him?
Yep. It's over. Destroyed.
Yeah, let's see if we can do this here real quick. Screen share. So here's Candyman.
Okay. Alright, I see him.
So you think that
Spawn will take him out.
who?
Spawn.
Spawn?
Yep. Spawn will defeat him.
Is Spawn considered horror?
What do you mean, the man straight from the damn devil?
Oh, you know, the Candyman, when he appears, he's also covered in bees. Did you know that?
Really?
Yes.
Goodness.
Let's see. There's a photo.
Ugh.
Saw that?
Gross. Gross. Boyka might win.
Who?
Boyka. From the Undisputed series.
Yes, usually a bunch of bees appear when Candyman comes.
Well, he already won then.
You think so?
Yep, I ain't getting involved. Bees? I'm sorry, I'm out.
Whole bunch of bees.
Yep. AKA, they won.
I still think Jason would beat him, though. Although Candyman appears to be more of a supernatural spirit than anything physical like Jason.
Walt Disney would win.
Who?
Walt Disney.
Walt Disney.
Take him out.
Walt Disney. He would kill them with magic.
He
And
would
his
take him out.
and
It's
his
a wrap.
billions of dollars.
Oh yeah. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Walt Disney wins it all. Walt Disney is. We have determined that Walt Disney is the top horror movie icon.
It's hard to beat him. The Grinch. The Grinch. There's your contender.
The Grinch. Walt Disney would beat all horror movie icons.
Krampus.
This guy right here that I'm screenshotting would beat all the horror movie icons. Oh man, I love Walt. But we love Walt Disney. He was he's anti-communist.
Okay.
He was even in cahoots with the FBI, and they were fighting against communism.
Bob Ross would win.
Bob Ross.
That's right.
Wow.
Bob Ross, beauty is everywhere.
Bob Ross.
He'd come at you hard. He'd be like, see these little happy trees right here? These little happy clouds.
Bob Ross.
See that little mistake? We're just going to make it a little bush. Now it's a little happy bush. Now it's some little happy clouds we're painting on here. And when all hope seems lost, that masked man from breaking the magician's code would appear.
Oh yeah? You know who would kick the shit out of Bob Ross?
Mariah Carey?
No. I'll show you. If I can find
two polar bears from Nate from the BBC's Frozen Planet series. Oh, you're going to say Pee Wee Herman. Oh, I know who you're going to pick. I know who it is. You ready? Ready? I don't think you're ready.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking to you. I said, I know who would beat him.
Who?
Jeff Foxworthy.
No, I was going to say Mr. Rogers.
Oh.
From Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
He is nostalgic. However, Jeff Foxworthy has a iconic mustache. However, Dr. Phil has an even better mustache, so he would beat Foxworthy. He'd let him have it. Dr. Phil come at him.
With that mustache.
He'd be like, Foxworthy, I don't care how far you spread it. There's two sides to every pancake. That dog won't hunt. he's just he's just as country with a
There you go.
PhD, right? Oh, here we go. The wrong neighborhood.
Mr. Rogers would kick all their asses.
Mr. Rogers for the win against Bob Ross.
Oh, I think our horror movie icons collide has degraded into a a children's TV show icon collide.
Collide.
The next thing we'll be talking about is Dora the Explorer versus Sesame Street.
They gotta be real people, my friend. They gotta be real people. Let's put some parameters on this.
Okay,
And
so big,
then the what they're what the contest is a bare knuckle brawl.
so Big Bird versus Barney.
Oh. All right. I see them going at it.
I'm going for Big Bird.
Uh,
Big Bird's gangster.
Big Bird got that one good arm, and Barney has two short arms, which isn't as good as one good arm.
Big Bird can fly.
I think Big Bird takes it.
Are we seriously having this conversation?
It happens.
We went from talking about Jason
However,
versus
the bear from the bear, the bear
To-
from the bear in the big blue
to-
house would win.
to Barney versus Big Bird. Holy shit. I think it is time to end the broadcast.
You were supposed to stick with people. You said people for children's shows is what you said. And
No, it was supposed to be horror movie icons.
Oh. All right. Well, is Alien count?
Sure.
Okay.
But I think Alien could easily be killed. A regular person could kill an alien.
Says you, a regular person can kill an alien. That's not an easy task, buddy.
Why not? The Marines.
Because they
those
spit
Marines
acid.
did it.
Yeah, it took Marines.
All they did was just light
Average
them the fuck
Joe
up.
is not going to win that thing.
Just light them the fuck up.
Just light them up. It took out a whole unit.
They still killed some of them.
Ultimately, if you got one alien on your ship, you're done. You're just done. Everyone's dead. Everyone's dead and impregnated.
What about a Predator?
You're all dead. You're all dead again.
What about an alien and a Predator?
You gotta hope they get distracted. You gotta just hope that they get distracted with each other, and you gotta find a way to get off that ship.
Aim it into the sun and escape in the escape pod.
Yeah. But the Predator's smart enough to change the course of the ship.
Lock the autopilot.
Lock him out, right?
And if he tries to go through the door, put a bomb on it.
Pumpkinhead.
Pumpkinhead. I haven't heard of Pumpkinhead in a while.
Yeah. Look up that guy. See what he looks like.
Yeah, I've seen him.
That's a scary looking thing. Is a werewolf considered a horror?
Sure.
All right. So we'll put a werewolf against Predator. Well, Predator has gadgets.
I think one of the biggest things that the Predator has to his advantage is the power of invisibility. Like, he can go invisible.
Well, I was gonna say that shoulder laser thing.
Yeah, but I mean,
It'll target on its own and shoot something.
what do you think? Like, if you were given the ability to be completely invisible, and that includes with your clothes on,
What?
like with your clothes on, like you'd be completely invisible, like the power to just be to turn yourself invisible. Would that not be a great power?
I mean, all right, all right, yeah.
Hmm, interesting. All right. Well, I think we're going to end the broadcast here. We will tune in next time. Maybe we can get Matt to join us. A couple other people to chime in.
I think I scared him away.
But I
He
think
was
that's
an
gonna be
he was
all
an
for tonight.
he was annoying me with his constant barrage of uh what is it? I'll tell you what it is. Mussolini and uh, fascist style regimes of South America. He's just a barrage of stuff that he keeps sending me. So naturally, I have to retaliate.
Makes sense. All right, so we're gonna end the broadcast here.
Oh, all right.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.